Hey, Mr. Tim, how you doing? Just a minute here. I'm getting everything set up. Live chat. Okay. Hey, Mr. Tim, how you doing? Thought I had everything turned off, but I guess not. So, Tim's at work. Okay. Enough said. We understand. Work is work and fun is fun. Sometimes the two come together, but not very often. Hey, Corey, how you doing? Mary, welcome. Merry Sunday evening to you. There's Dominic. Hey, Dominic, how's it going?
Yeah, roasting. Still pretty
Oh,
hot here.
oh, you finally got some heat.
Yeah, we cracked the 100 yesterday.
Well, I guess
Final.
you got to be, Dominic, you got to be careful what you ask for because
Yeah, I
it
know.
wasn't that long ago you were complaining about it wasn't hot enough.
Oh, no, I'm not complaining about it. I'm just saying that we finally got one. We used to get a week or two of it. Now they're very few and far between.
You and far between, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's cold here. It's only 29 degrees. Cold, cold, cold.
70.
And they were talking about going up to 50. Yeah, right.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Where are we?
So, um,
Need to stay.
what are you thinking?
I'm just looking for the chat at the moment.
Oh, Tim Jackson is in there and he's at work. Laura just got done with her live stream, as you well know.
Yeah, I know. I was.
You were over there, weren't you?
Yep. Corey, Tim, Laura.
I'm going to double check up here. I'm going to go over here and check out and see. How my fog video is doing. My fog videos. Oh, 40 views. Wow.
Joe.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, Joe. How's it going?
Oh, it's going. Went and shot that Chafuncta River 51st annual Mardi Gras boat parade.
Oh, the boat parade.
Nice.
It was pitiful.
Did you, was it? Was what? So I take it from the sound of your voice, it wasn't worth going to.
Well, I got a video going up. It's got like 6 boats. It was pitiful. They said that they apologized that because of the weather, a lot of people pulled out of it today. It was supposed to be yesterday, but it was like 6 boats.
Oh wow!
That was pitiful.
How many do they normally have?
Like 40. And the weather was absolutely beautiful.
The weather today is nice. Yesterday was terrible, right?
Oh yeah. So what happened is people didn't know when they were going to do it, and they didn't decorate their boats, or some might have decorated the boats and the weather tore it up.
Yeah.
So that's really what probably the bottom line, because it was only like out of the 6 boats, only like 3 of them were decorated good. That even made it worse.
Yeah, it made it more obvious. More obvious.
Yeah, then I'm flying up there and I see another drone right near me. So he's flying like a Air 2S or something like that, and he's he wasn't, I was underneath him. I stayed underneath him, but I knew how high he was. And I stayed under him and on my side because I was shooting facing the crowd. He was shooting away from the crowd. But I have a feeling I know whose drone that is. That's probably Will's. There's got a guy, Will, that flies a lot out here. And it kind of looked like him out there. That would have been an Air too.
Okay.
But I just made sure I stayed away from him because I didn't want him to come bumping me.
Good evening, Mark White, and good evening to Jonathan Jackson.
Hey, Jonathan. Yeah, if he would have bumped me, that would have been
evening.
insult to injury.
Yeah.
Mm.
Dominic, you haven't flown in a while, have you?
Other than just going up, taking a photo of the sunset and coming down, that's it,
Okay. All right.
really. Done that a couple of times.
Well, the video is not going to be bad. It's a little 3-minute video, 3 minutes, maybe 30 seconds. And it's got the boats coming in, and there was some nice boats. He had a couple of big yachts that were in it. So it's gonna look nice. You know, it's gonna be good. And a lot of people on the shore, so that helped out a little bit.
Well, you know, the thing of it is when you shoot video, you can chop and crop and make it, you know, whatever, you know,
Yeah.
get rid of
That's
all
what
the
I
dead
did.
stuff. And
I was planning on flying a couple of batteries because I figured with all the boats I'd have to do a couple of batteries. So I
yeah,
had like 53% on both of them. And I flew like 15 minutes and I just brought it back. I had enough. There was nothing else.
enough's enough, right?
Yeah, I chopped it down to like 3 minutes. But it worked. The Christmas parade they had like 52 boats out there.
Really?
Yeah, and I didn't do it because I was shooting
You were
a
doing a
basketball tournament. Yeah, I
Yeah.
had the basketball tournament that night, and it was cold and windy, and I didn't feel like going out there. I mean, the winds were like 30 miles an hour, and I said, "Yeah, I can put the Mavic 3 up, but I know somebody else out here is going to have a drone, and I got to worry about him."
Yeah. That cold can just bite right through you. You know, it's like 29 degrees here. It's just like, ooh. I stepped outside for a minute and ooh, just cold.
Yeah, and I was on the west side of the bridge, so I was stuck where the traffic was, so I can get back to the basketball game. Because if I went to the other side, I'd have to go like 15 miles out the way to get to it. Today I was on the east side because they opened the bridge up and shut it down. So I was on the east side, so I walked 20 yards to my car right there in the parking lot, right there. But they got a big boat place. They sell boats. I just pulled right up in there and
Yeah.
parked right there because they were closed today. Walked out 20 yards on the dock, flew from the dock, walked back in because I've been out there before and told them, I said, "It's all right if I fly out on your dock?" He says, "Yeah, no problem. Do it anytime." Because I got my press stuff on. I brought my press stuff today, so anybody out there, leave me alone.
Yeah. Well, good. Well, that'll give you something to play with.
Yeah, it's going up. It gives me another video. It means I put more video out this month than last month.
Yeah, because most everything you do is all photos, right?
Now, mostly I do video.
Oh, do you?
I do pictures, you know, for school and that.
Right.
With the drone, 90% of what I'm doing with the drone is video.
Is
I'll
video.
forget to take. I'll get up there and forget to take pictures because I'm more worried about. I've got a set pattern I try to do.
Right.
How like you do. I got a set pattern how I want to fly it, what I want to do a reveal on. If I want to do a top down, how I want to do it. So I kind of
Right.
have a sequence to
Right.
get it all in line. And then I get finished and I said, didn't take a picture. But lately I've been catching it where I'll see something and I'll stop, switch it, and take a picture, and then start again.
Yeah, Jonathan, Tim's at work on the road again, doing his his road work, and Joe is just recovering. Are you feeling any better today, Joe?
I still got that feeling you get when you got congestion.
Yeah.
It's still, I'm not coughing as much. It's calmed down a little bit. So that's the best part of it right there.
Well, what I've noticed is this winter, I've been sneezing and snotting more than usual.
Mm-hmm. We've had it in summer.
Yeah.
And it's that Chinese balloon. They sprayed all that stuff all over.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
could be.
Yeah.
But let me tell you what did happen. Last night, the coach from Mandeville football, he texted me actually. He called me when I was at the party, wanting to know if I was going to be there at the banquet tomorrow night. I said, sure. He said, no, you're feeling bad. I said, no, I got the banquet. That's no problem. I said, I can just stand on the stage and shoot the pictures or sit on the chair. If I'm feeling bad, I got a way to shoot the pictures. So he said, okay, I'm glad. I'll see you there. Then he texts me and he says, need to find out if there's any way I can get access to your pictures. I'm not going to give them to anybody, but I want to put a slideshow together. And I said, well, I'll tell you, I usually do your slideshow, but I forgot y'all were doing a banquet this year because they haven't done it in 2 years. Like that. I said, the only way I can give you access to the pictures is go to the site I post them at. I said, now you pick the pictures and I'll put the slideshow together. It'll only take me about an hour. Like that. Sucker sent me a list this morning, 150 pictures he picked. I got 150. The good part is they're listed by game.
Oh, okay.
Each game, and then the numbers. So I haven't looked. I've got the thing sitting on the other computer, and probably by 7 o'clock tonight, I'll go ahead and throw them up there and start doing them because I got to have them for tomorrow night at 7. And all I got, as soon as I pull them, I throw them right into the program and run them all in at once and run them for 5 seconds duration, and it's just do a loop, and then I'm finished. But there's no music involved because they're not going to have music playing. It's just the picture showing. So all it is
going to have it as background picture showing.
Yeah, it's just going to be up on the screen when people come in. They can see the pictures from the season.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell them, look, I usually have these things ready for you. I said I don't even have the disc put together for the students that I would give out tomorrow night that paid me. And I'm gonna tell the parents I would suggest y'all go download them because I'm having issues with the disc. Because they can download them to their computer the same way or onto a USB. I'm going to download them. I'll try to do them this week, but I haven't felt well enough to do anything with anything. That's how bad I felt.
Yeah.
Because when y'all didn't see me last week for those few days, I mean, I was like, I learned how to sleep sitting up on the side of my bed.
Good evening.
And when I go in the back,
action.
I'd go in the back, I'd be hurting so bad. My bed's real high. So when it comes up to about mid chest on me. So I leaned over my bed and I get my waist on it and I lay there and I fall asleep leaning on my bed like that.
Wow.
That's the only way I could sleep last week. It was crazy. Last 2 nights I've slept normal. Actually, last 2 nights I've overslept normal. Slept till like 9 this morning. The other day I slept till about 11. So my body's catching up now.
So Chuck, what are you up to? Probably getting ready for dinner? Or?
Chuck's editing Iceland.
Was he editing Iceland?
He was earlier.
See, I don't know about you, Joe, but when I shoot something, it's like it hits a hot button. I can't stop editing until I get it done and turned around,
Yep. Justin.
Hey,
I do the same thing with football. It used to be that when I come in from football on Friday nights, I didn't stop till I was finished. But that was like, I'd get a beer and I'd sit there with a 32-ounce beer and I'd look up, it'd be 2:30 in the morning. I'd be finishing up the pictures. Now I don't do that anymore. Now it's a lot faster with the new computer. So I just wait till the next morning and I can finish them by 10 in the morning.
Ah,
That way I can at least get some sleep. And I'm
so
a
how
little
you
more
doing,
fresh in the morning.
Justin?
I'm good.
Yeah, Chuck says he has to sleep. His edits take time.
Up everyone in the chat. Tim, Corey,
Also,
Jonathan, Chuck.
Jonathan Moore.
Oh, I didn't see Mark.
a few buttons
Oh
in
yeah,
there.
there he is. What's up, Mark?
Mark squeezed in between Chuck and
Yeah.
Jonathan.
Well,
I got Loki.
last night I went down and shot a night ship, and it turned out terrible. It
I noticed that disappeared pretty quickly.
yes. Did you
I
notice
sat
how
there and
bad
watched
it was too? Yeah, it
I sat there and watched it and was actually typing a comment. And by the time I'd hit the comment, you'd remove the video.
yeah.
I
Well,
was just basically saying
What's so bad
my
about it?
comment was more one, did the ship's captain turn the lights on for you?
yeah.
And secondly, you've really got confidence to fly almost in a completely darkened area. Because I'm thinking, how are you going to know where the front of that ship is so you don't fly into it?
Yeah,
Exactly. Exactly.
that's what I got
amazed
looking
how
at me right now, sitting on the
how
sofa.
you actually were able to return it. Oh, okay.
Loki sitting over there just watching me.
Hmm.
That's the one I saved. Saved from my daughter.
Well, anyway, this was taken with the Mini 3 Pro, because
Yeah.
I wanted to get an idea if the Mini 3 Pro was close to being as good as my Autel Nano Plus, and the answer is no.
No, not for
Yeah,
not
when
for
it comes to
nighttime.
nighttime and auto, yeah, Autel seems to be better.
Yeah, Autel
Here,
has a better.
I'll show it to you guys. No
Yeah.
nasty comments now.
No, I wasn't going to make
Right.
any. I was going to say good on you for at least trying at night. I wouldn't have.
I mean, look at the pixelation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
super grainy.
Yeah, even if you'd bumped up the ISO, even if you bumped it up to two or 400, you still would have got the grainy.
Yep.
Because I was thinking, how could you fly a ship when you can't see the front of it? That
Yeah.
was my whole.
And see, it's dark. He doesn't have any of the deck lights on until
Yeah,
later on.
that's what I mean. Because there
He
was no
turns them on
lights.
for me, and
was
I took
thinking,
my marine
"Hey, how
radio
you
and I
do that?"
says, I called out to him and I said, "Thank you for turning the lights on." He says, "No problem. Have a great evening." But see, if you look over here, you can just see the pixelation.
Yeah. And because it's fighting for light,
Yep.
because the ISO is so low. Even if you see, the trouble is, even if you bump the ISO up,
These bit of lights here are cars parked on the Canadian side.
Yeah.
They got their headlights on.
yeah, this is the bit that absolutely frightened me, because I'm thinking, oh, you're going to hit the front of it?
Well, yeah, I was watching the screen and I couldn't remember if they had a bowsprit on it or not.
Yeah, that was the bit I was worried about. I was thinking, you're gonna miscalculate, because as I said, even if you bump the ISO up, the other
that would have sucked.
yeah, so there's still not enough light,
Yeah.
because you would have the background light would blow out. Yeah.
Some
Yeah.
doors
I don't know
14.
if a lot of these lights are mercury vapor or not, but if you'll notice, they're like flashy,
Mm.
and they would be cold. They would just turn them on.
Mm.
Yeah.
But I mean, look at the graininess.
Yeah, because you're setting you've got it in auto. It'll probably be 100 ISO. So you'd have to bump the ISO up to keep the
Yeah,
Subspeed.
that ISO need to be about 1,000 at least.
yeah, and then put your shutter speed half of that, but it's still grainy because the sensor's not going to take enough light in. That's why the auto sensor is better at night.
There's where I couldn't tell where the front of the ship was.
Yeah, I saw that and I went, oh no. I wouldn't have even tried that.
Yeah, I think you can stay with the Air 2S on this one.
He usually uses Autel at nighttime.
You
Eric,
got
the
to
rest
use the
of them
auto
don't.
at night because of the RYYB.
Yeah.
Well, I did the
There's
Air
a better
2S
sensor
with that.
with low light.
I did the Air 2S on that Christmas one, and it came out wonderful. And I shot it in automatic. Did not change it.
Well, it's also got a big ass sensor on it too.
Yeah,
Might have done a little bit better.
Well, this is
that
this
was.
is
Oh,
this is
Go ahead.
this is the Mini 3 Pro.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not a nighttime.
That's got a 2/3 sensor, right?
Yeah,
yeah.
not a nighttime. Not a nighttime camera.
Because even Matt, as much as he doesn't like Autel, he even admitted, he goes, dude, the Autel drones at nighttime and auto are way
Yeah, because
better.
I saw Brett from Gizmo Drones did a nighttime flight with the RYYB on his. Hi, Steve. On
Steve.
his
Good afternoon.
Hey,
he's got the Autel Evo though. He bought
Hey,
out
let me
the
start my
Evo,
printer
he
real
also
quick.
bought out the Nano.
yeah, Steve will
What's up,
give you a
Steve?
hard time if you don't have the printer going.
Yeah, let me get that printer going.
I think Joe has gotten past the new stage now. It's just when he needs something, he's gonna print it.
That's basically what I'm doing now.
No, people
Yeah,
will
the
do
new
that though. They'll first get a printer and they will just go balls to the wall the first couple months. And then eventually they get, to the point where then they're really only looking for specific things they want to print, because they kind of got over that whole fun stage of the new printer.
I've got a whole
like-
bunch in the
like
folder,
Mike.
but
Like Mike did.
Well, see, Mike only prints so much because he's literally printing it for his wife's craft show thing that she goes to.
Yeah.
So they're actually selling his stuff, so that's why he stays on top
Yeah.
of it.
yeah, I've got a whole bunch of lists and stuff to print. But it's just when I need it, I'll print it.
Mm-hmm.
Stuff that I want to print. I got a lot of Christmas stuff that I'm gonna be doing for Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
And I may start doing like once a week. I might make one of them.
Well, gentlemen,
I feel sorry for David and his printer.
what's that?
He got a bamboo printer,
Yeah.
and it's been nothing but an issue with it one after the other. And then he got notice of a recall, and they said
Yeah.
that, well, it was defective. It could cause a fire in your house. It's like,
Well, the issue that Bamboo's having is actually very common on a lot of companies' printers. It's not just Bamboo, it's just Bamboo's stepping up to the plate and doing a recall when they should be. Other companies, eventually, at first they were going to just send out replacement parts, but now they're going to go ahead and do a recall, get it fixed, and get it sent back out to people. But it's actually a common issue that a lot of other 3D printing companies have had.
Well,
Steve-
all I can say is, gentlemen, be ready. We are going to be sending you some of the worst storms that we've had in a long, long time.
oh, really?
Coming
Don't
in
tell me
tonight,
that.
coming in tonight through Tuesday night, nonstop. They're expecting here on the coast anywhere from 4 to 8 inches of rain, up to 12 inches inland. Could be up in the mountains, 48 inches of snow. There's a break for a day, and then again another storm coming in.
Yeah.
Has anybody heard from Lloyd? His wife was in the ICU last night, what I heard.
Well, I knew the other day
Haven't
she
heard
was in
anything
there.
more.
I haven't heard from him in a while.
Yeah.
Last night he
I
said
heard-
she was
I-
stable. That's the only thing I heard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he
Okay.
was on. He was in Art's chat yesterday. For me, that is.
Well, I'll text him right now. I got his direct text number.
Cause somebody messaged me and said, did you see what Lloyd wrote? And I was like, no. And he said something about being in the ICU or something.
Well, she's been not
Yeah.
in good health for quite a while, right?
Well,
Yeah.
neither one of them, honestly.
No.
He's just been in better health than she has. Enough to where he could still take care of her. But yeah, she's been far worse than Lloyd has.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, she won't give up smoking. And
Yeah.
she has, I know she came down with pneumonia and AFib. That's what he posted out.
Yeah.
Mm.
I couldn't imagine if I was a smoker the way I felt this last week, what I'd have been dealing with.
Now, I don't know if she stopped. I know he picked it back up again.
Oh yeah, Lloyd smokes on stream all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he quit for a while. I just texted him on his mobile, so
I
I was
don't know. I'm
meaning to do
kinda-
it yesterday.
I'm kind of one of those people though, if you're at that age and I guess you already have the issues, quitting's really not gonna do a whole lot. Might prolong you for a little bit longer, but
Mhm.
it's like, I guess if that's what you enjoy doing, just do it then. I don't
You
know.
know, if you got the problem, be happy doing what you're doing on your way out the door.
That's the
but
way I'll
to-
look at it. I mean,
Yeah. And she's 10 years older than Lloyd. She's my age. She's 70. You're gonna
Oh.
be 71.
ooh, Lloyd's got an older woman, huh? I didn't know that.
Oh yeah.
Ah,
The third times it was a charm. And actually it was for both of them. They were both married. This is their third marriage.
Oh.
Yeah, my first one was older, 4 years older than me. And then my
Uh-huh.
last one was 16 years younger than me.
Wow.
And we were married for 14 years, so I'm not doing it again.
Hmm.
Shit, my dad's been married 4 times. He's on his 4th marriage. Like I said before, my one marriage has outlasted 3 of his 4.
Well, there you go. You can see it coming in off the West Coast.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see it. I hope it stays. I hope it goes north.
The one that went through earlier this week did. It went up into Canada and not so much east. Although Sean posted, posted where they got 4 feet of snow and the wind storm at Steamboat Springs.
And look at the storms out to the west of that.
Yeah.
You know that's China seeding shit and sending it our way.
Mm. Wouldn't surprise me.
Has that seeding
I'm
ever
telling you.
actually worked? Because I know a lot of places, a lot of countries have tried that in different
What's
areas.
that?
Seeding, does that actually work?
What do you mean? They do it here all the time.
Well, I'm saying,
Yep.
but does it actually work though? I've never actually looked into it. Like I've heard about it though, like other countries have done it too
Yeah.
in drought areas. And I was just curious if it actually worked or not.
Well, from what I've seen, most of the time it seems to backfire.
Yeah.
Why, like creates too much?
Yeah.
God says, play with Mother Nature. See what happens. They already got it right. Leave it alone.
So did you see Saudi Arabia opened its first liquor store in over 40 or 50 years?
Really?
Oh,
But it's
on 'em.
only available to local or foreign diplomats.
Good on them.
Wow.
So only foreign diplomats are allowed to shop there. I don't know, apparently they outlawed alcohol because somebody,
Liquor was outlawed in Saudi Arabia forever.
well, they said that they outlawed it back in like the 50s or something because somebody killed a foreign diplomat in a DUI incident.
Uh-huh.
And so they got like really strict on it, and that's when they kind of like banned it all around. Because I watched a thing the other day where they were talking about how they opened up their first liquor store, and over like 50 or 60 years or something, it's been a long time since they had any kind of liquor. But they said it's only available for foreign diplomats.
Well,
So
that's
it'd be,
weird. I'll have to check with my cousin. I'll check with her.
yeah, because even their airlines are dry. Like if you fly Saudi Arabia
Yeah.
Airlines, it's a dry airline. They don't serve alcohol.
Emirates, Qatar, and there's another one. Can't think of the other one, but yeah, you can't get alcohol on it.
Yeah, because my cousin's husband, he is native Saudi, and I know whenever he comes here, he drinks here because he can't
Mhm.
drink there. But he traveled all over the world. It's like alcohol was available everybody except for where he lived.
Let me see if I can find that little clip I watched. It was like a short and they were talking about it.
Well, Tim, you're the only one that can judge whether your smoking works for you or not. You know, it,
Yep.
There you go. I'll share this to you. That's what we got coming in.
oh boy.
You keep it.
Mark White says he's had drinks on Arab Emirates and Qatar Airlines
Yeah.
and Etihad Airlines
But in the
Etihad.
country itself, no.
in the country. No,
Etihad is the other one I was thinking of.
yeah, Etihad Airlines.
Yeah, Etihad.
Yeah.
Could not for the life of me remember it.
This is a 72-hour loop, what you're looking at right there. Of course, up in here, this is where Dre lives right there in this area. He's just below the snow line. It's not cold enough to drop that, but they're talking snow down to 4,000 feet.
Okay. Here is the link because it's like a 2-minute video if you want to watch it, but they banned it in 1952. It's their news agency for Saudi Arabia. But yeah, it's only open to foreign diplomats and you have to be over the age of 21 and you can't do any photography inside the store.
Mhm.
So any Muslims are not allowed to enter the store. Only non-Muslim foreign diplomats.
Well,
Yeah.
as a Muslim religion, you don't drink alcohol.
Yeah,
If
Well,
if you truly follow the religion. Now his
exactly. You're not allowed to.
but you
Us-
know what's
It's
strange.
haram.
You know what's strange about that, Steve?
what's that?
Is most Muslims will smoke.
Yeah,
Mhm.
There's
but
a
that's
lot
not
of-
against their religion. It's alcohol.
Yeah.
Because anything you enjoy is haram, and haram means you're not allowed to enjoy it.
Exactly, Dominic. Boy, you know
Yeah.
that history.
I know that because I've got a couple of friends that came from Dubai.
Yeah, my cousin's here. She met her husband. He was here. He worked for Aramco Oil, and he came here to the University of Irvine to go to school. And he was getting his master's here when she was going there for her just going to college. And they ended up meeting. They got married, and she's lived over there now for what 40 some years.
So they have kids,
Yeah.
and the kids are Muslim.
They are Muslim there. They practice it. The one child was born here in the United States. believes more in the Christian, but they do follow the Muslim religion for their dad. They respect it on both sides because
Okay.
Yeah.
my
You
cousin
can't
is
sit between both of them.
yeah, my cousin, which my grandparents, she's my first cousin, are Christian from Lebanon. So we believe in the Christianity, and he does. And in fact, what he did for her, because unless you're Muslim, you during the wedding, you couldn't go even into the church
Yeah.
unless you're Muslim religion. So what they did is they had two separate weddings, one there, another one here. And then when they were here, then they had a reception here in the United States that was separate, totally separate from, the
Yeah.
matrimony.
And there's also different branches of Christianity as well in terms of people that come from Lebanon. Some of them can
Greek
be
or
either
Greek
Orthodox.
or Greek Orthodox.
Yeah, they
At
can be
least that's what
either
I'm.
Greek Orthodox or Coptic.
Yeah, and it's a lot like Russian Orthodox too.
Yeah.
Well, at least they found a good common ground. That's always
Yeah.
good.
That's a
Oh,
good thing.
I'll tell you what, the guy is
I'm
just.
gonna say, I wish society could find a common ground.
Yeah, no kidding. And he did. And he comes, his parents were very open to her and everything. And he finally retired out of Aramco Oil because he hit 65 years of age. And what's ironic is you've got to serve as vice president in all 10 vice presidential positions before you have a chance of becoming president of the corporation. The head of the corporation that was president was grooming my cousin's husband to take over, but then he forgot all about the age. And he retired out before he could become president. But he traveled all over the world. I mean, he was in the Philippines back in the 80s when they were having all the problems there. He lived a good life, I'll tell you. Because my cousin's oldest daughter, it was ironic because they put Aziz up in Trump Towers for 2.5 years. He lived there. And it was so funny. My cousin and her daughter are standing there, and the door opens up, and who is it? Donald Trump. And he looks down at her and goes, "Well, hello there, young lady." And she goes, "Hello." She says, "My daddy lives here." He goes, "Well, that's wonderful. So do I." And she obviously didn't, but my cousin knew who he was.
Hey, I'm a little bit confused about this Pro Bowl. I thought it was like a regular football game, but they play flag football.
It's stupid.
Yeah.
They don't want them getting hurt for those that are going to go on.
And the NFL now is pushing to have professional flag football league.
Yeah.
Well, you have the other league that's starting too. What is it? The American Football League. They're about to
Yeah,
start
something
their
like that.
season up.
Yeah,
that was
they
the
merged into a
offshoot
new
of it.
group.
Yeah, that was the offshoot of XFL that came up.
Yeah, because we had New Orleans Breakers in it for the last 3 years, and they merged into 4 teams instead of 8 teams or something like this, and Breakers got dissolved.
Dude, I'll give it to them. That's a very ambitious project to try to start up a second professional football league. Because, I mean, it's, the NFL is so ingrained in American culture, it'd be hard to start another one up and get it as popular.
Yeah, they've tried. They tried that here and it never worked.
Well, I'm saying to go to another country, that's one thing because you're kind of introducing something new.
Yeah.
But when you have one league that's been around since, the 1920s,
Yeah.
and then you're trying to start up a whole new league to try to compete with it.
Well, our AFL has tried
that could be
many a time playing in the US to see if they can garner any support. And I think we're going over there again in 2 years' time. I think they've had 5 or 6 attempts. They tried twice in Canada, sixth in the US and twice in Japan over the last, what, 40 years.
Well, look at soccer over here. It's not like it is overseas. People over here don't watch soccer religiously like that.
Mm.
Well,
I mean, you're gonna
it
have a
depends on where you're
handful
at. Justin, LA, it's huge here in the Los Angeles area.
Well, I
Mm.
mean, well, then I was about to say you could have pockets of it that are big, and especially in the cities because of the more
Yeah.
diversity.
You got
But
the
it's-
diversity of all the what it is all the Latin influence that we have here in the United States.
But as far as just being as dominant as it like is in the European
no.
countries, yeah, it's
No.
not like that.
No. Not like David, where they go over there and beat the hell out of their
Yeah,
people and badger them and
yeah.
Yeah, you're not going to get it's not going to if there was a soccer championship game over here that was equivalent to the Super Bowl, you're just not going to see the numbers or advertisement like the Super Bowl would get. Like,
no, but
the US.
people do watch it here when it comes to the finals, World Cup
oh
finals.
yeah.
Yeah,
FA
that
Cup,
is
the English
there's
Premier
a
League,
huge
yeah.
following here in the States that follows that.
There's a lot of sports around the world that people don't watch the general season, but they'll watch the championship game. You know what I'm saying?
It's like
It's like the
ping pong in China.
Yeah.
well, it's just like Dominic said. During the Super Bowl over in Australia, the pubs will be packed because people are
Yeah,
they're not necessarily watching the whole season, but they're celebrating the big game of the year.
Hello, Al. Yeah, I think you're right. That's what it is. That it's going to be played in the Summer Olympics.
What's up, Al?
Well, flag football?
Yeah. I heard a rumor of that. We'll find out real quick. It's coming up.
Well, and the other one that's interesting is they've got a female flag football professional thing too.
mm.
Well, there's always the Puppy Bowl and but
Kitten Bowl.
I myself like the Lingerie Bowl. I was
Yeah.
into that.
The problem is, though, is like female sports.
bloody
I mean,
feminists.
you can look at female sports across the board around the world, and they just don't ever pull the numbers that male sports do.
Exactly.
I mean, look at the WNBA. The NBA has been floating that league for the last however many years. I mean, if it wasn't for the NBA pulling in as much as they do,
We've had AFLW going for 8 years now, and it's still a tenth of the size in terms of people going to it.
well, look at the women's soccer team in the U.S. Right?
Yeah.
They were bitching and moaning because they didn't get as much money as the men.
Yeah.
Well, the men were pulling in well over $1 billion a year. You guys were pulling in
Yeah.
a couple $100 million, but yet you guys want to get paid the same amount.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's
Yeah. I don't know.
like I said, the WNBA. If it wasn't for the NBA picking up their losses every year, they wouldn't be around anymore.
Oh, there we go. Mike just put it in 2028, not 2024.
Okay.
We're gonna introduce flag football.
Well, Al's got the rain already hitting up there.
You guys got more
And
like
windy.
El Nino
Yeah,
shit going on?
they're expecting 30 to 40 mile an hour winds and gusts up to
Wow.
80 plus in the mountains. Yeah, I
Well,
knew
the other-
that there was going to have both of them.
The other thing I've noticed is the women in sports, especially track, are dressing skimpier and skimpier and skimpier. They just ran a long distance run, and the girl that won had a thong on. It's like, what the hell?
I don't mind.
I'm not complaining.
I don't mind.
But you
Yeah,
know,
but
they used to run around in the big shorts and stuff and all that. No, not anymore.
It's aerodynamics.
Yep.
Well, it's a
Just like-
marketing
just like
It's
ploy.
swimming.
dynamic, all right.
What's that? Just
It's
It's a
dynamic, all
marketing
right.
ploy.
Just
yeah.
like swimming.
I mean, it's like anything. You put a bunch of women in skimpy outfits, you're going to get a lot of people watching. especially
Viewers.
guys.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't do high school swimming, sports photos because everything's see-through.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, if you
Mhm.
don't shoot the right angle, it's see-through.
Wow.
Mm.
And I don't want to have to deal with all of that.
Oh yeah. Well, there at Al's Town, it's been raining all night. Wind gust here like I've never heard or seen before.
Well, Joe's made the comment before about all those young girls coming up and hugging on him and stuff, and he's like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, whoa,
College.
college."
The college
think
ones are
that-
let hug on me.
I think another problem with women's sports is, most of the sports that are consumed around the world are consumed by men. And women just don't watch sports like guys do. Not to say there isn't a handful out there that do. But
No,
vast
man.
majority of women
Yeah.
don't, so they don't
Percentage.
support their own leagues, women
The
leagues. You know what I'm
percentage is
saying?
at least 80%. When I go to my football, there are women there, but when you actually look at it, you'll see 4 guys to every girl, basically.
Yeah.
Right, and then some of them are only there. They might only be there because their husband wanted to go, and so they went along
Yeah.
with their husband.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying is the women's sports teams don't get that big volume of support from the women
No,
consuming the sport
no,
itself.
they average what, 8,000 a game, whereas the men's can average, 28, 30. That's just the design of it.
Mhm.
But they're also playing it in the backwater of a specific time rather than as a curtain raiser. You've had it as a curtain raiser before the main game, you'll get more exposure.
Mhm.
Because can you imagine playing in front of 50 and 60,000 instead of 8,000?
Yeah.
It will build the brand a lot more.
Yeah, if women were more involved in sports like men were, as far as consuming the sports, watching it, and supporting it, women leagues I think would do a lot better.
Howdy,
But,
TJ.
TJ.
Naturally, they're
Hey.
just not as interested. What's up, TJ?
Well, Joe, at
Yeah.
least they were college girls and not high school. You wouldn't get in trouble with the college girls because they were over 18.
Yeah, right. See, I don't mind the college ones hugging me. I've had a couple of the high schools run up and hug me, over the
Yeah.
years. And I stand there like this, let them hug me and walk off,
Yeah.
but it's like, I'm not hugging back,
Mm.
not the high school ones. Now, we had one this year that she graduated last year that came on one of the trips with us. And Caitlin come running up to me and hugged me on the bus, and I hugged her back. I said, I could hug you now. I said, because you're out of the school and you're in college.
Well,
So I
here's
got my
here,
hug in on that one.
here's an update from Lloyd. She's doing much better today. They're going to move her out of ICU this evening. She's off
Awesome.
the BiPAP and her stats are good. They will start therapy, and if she tolerates, then she will be able to go home tomorrow. And then he just in another block just now, they're moving her to a regular room when I got back inside. And he's texting something else right now.
Oh, that's
Regular
awesome.
room's good.
Yeah,
Good to hear.
yeah.
Yep.
You're picking. You're not gonna get any. Are you like
Okay, my boat video, that pitiful Mardi Gras
The boat
parade
parade.
video goes live at 5 o'clock
Oh, okay.
in another 11 minutes.
tomorrow after
It don't look that bad. It's pitiful, but 6 boats. 6 boats.
That's because
We
it was
got-
off because the original date was yesterday. And
Original date was yesterday,
it had
and they've been
terrible
hammered with
storms.
rain a couple of days. I think that's what stopped it. But they still got out there and did what they could. Tonight is the night. I should be in Metairie, Louisiana. tonight they have, and right now, I think it's Atlas parading right now. And then Mad Hatter's right behind it. Mad Hatter's is one of the biggest Jefferson Parish parades. Like 42 floats, like 1,500 riders, bands. I mean, most of the schools from over here are over there tonight. And it's going to be beautiful weather. And I've always made money at that parade. That's why I want to go to it. Because I always shoot the bands as they come in underneath the overpass. And all the band directors want the pictures. Every time I've shot that parade under those overpass, all the band directors have contacted me wanting to buy the pictures. Because it's just the way the lighting is. But I still don't feel well enough to be out in any kind of dampness.
Well, you shouldn't know if you don't.
So I'm
Not
not.
gonna be worth it.
I've got a wedding to think about on the 16th when my son comes in that I need to be not sick for. That's my whole thing.
See,
16,
Donald
13,
fucking got
14, 17.
Donald got back yesterday from his daughters,
Mm.
and now he's sick as him and his wife are both
Yeah.
sick.
They're
Yeah.
sick?
I'm really, yeah, Donald's got a really bad head cold. Said
Oh,
him and his
geez.
wife both got him.
Seconds? Okay. Be right back, guys.
He said he got it from the grandkids, which is really bad because his daughter just had a baby, so you got to be careful.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's for sure. For baby and mom.
Yeah, this isn't the best time of year to have a baby. But
Mm.
unfortunately, I mean, you don't really have a choice when you're having a kid, right?
Sure you do.
Whatever
It's
it's-
9 months before. It's called timing.
Yeah. You gotta plan it properly.
My high school girlfriend just wished me a happy birthday.
Oh,
Today's your
right.
birthday?
Yeah.
Oh, happy birthday.
Thank you. Thank you.
happy 70th.
69.
One more. won't be home.
Oh.
That's a good number. Yes.
Even I should have said 80th. I thought he was in his low 60s.
Lloyd said to say thank you to everybody for the wonderful wishes.
Yeah, no worries.
Good. Yeah, we're giving a lot of prayers going in.
Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't hear, Steve. I got a call last night from my brother, and he calls me, and the way he does it, he goes, "Yeah, it's just called to see how you feel and haven't talked to you in a couple of weeks." I said, "Well, I had pneumonia. I'm getting over all of that." And he says, "Oh, come on, stop." He said, "So you're gonna be sick for your birthday?" I said, "I was sick for my birthday last year. I had COVID." Like this. So we're talking for 15 minutes, right? And he goes, "Oh, by the way, I got some news. They found Tracy dead this morning.
What?
His first wife."
Oh, you're
Mm.
kidding.
I said, "Hold on a minute. We've been talking 15 minutes and now you're going to tell me this?"
That's strange.
You know? Yeah, they found her. She was she's been living at a campground, Yogi Bear campground in Robert, Louisiana, a little cabin.
Uh-huh.
And they went in there and they didn't hear from her for a couple of days, went in there and found her dead. They don't know how long she'd been dead.
Oh,
So they're doing an
no.
autopsy, but she looks like she might have relapsed back to drugs.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah, it is a shame. And her son just joined the military. He's at Fort Benning, and they're sending him home for 21 days. He's in the middle of training. So he's not even in the military yet, technically. He's still a recruit. So they're sending him home, and he's going to be home for 21 days. Has to go back and start all over.
Mm.
Oh, man.
You know, I said, be honest. And the thing is none of them got along with the mom. And at that point in time, I'm surprised he didn't say, "No, I'll stay here."
Mhm.
You know?
So he
So
was in
he's coming
basic and he had to go through, or did we do it again?
Yeah, he's in basic.
Oh, that happened to me.
Yeah.
The same thing was happening to me. I was in basic and I had I want to say it was a week and a half left. I came down with walking pneumonia, and they gave me two choices. One, I pound through it, or they put me in the hospital and take me out of medical, and then I have to go through basic. I said, "No, I'll fight my way through it," because I knew where I was going. I was going to
Yeah.
medical school, which had a really good hospital there, and all I had to do was make it the 10 days.
Well, I was about the first out of three phases in the military and Marines. I was going into the second phase, and we were cleaning. We were doing a clean of the squad bay before we moved out. And
Mhm.
I'm in the one of the closets on my knees with a brush, scrubbing the corners like this. And I'm kind of laying there scrubbing the corners. And one of the drill instructors comes in and jumps on my back, steps on top of me, and starts yelling at me, "What are you doing laying around out here like this?" And he fractured a vertebrae in my back.
Oh no.
So now I got all this pain in my back. So they kind of freaked out, sent me to medical. Medical says, yeah, he's got a fractured vertebrae, and he can't stay in the Marines like this. So they sent me to a casualty platoon, and they were kicking me out of the military, basically medically, because of the fracture.
Mhm.
And I sat there, and the same day, our platoon marched by. I heard him, and I looked out there and looked at him and said, "Oh, this is bullshit." I said, "It hurts, but I can do this. I know I can do this."
Mhm.
So I walked out of there, walked over to the company commander, knocked on the door. He says, "You don't belong to me anymore." I said, "I want to belong to you." I said, "The private wants to belong to the platoon. He does not. He can do this. It's just a pain, you know."
Yeah.
So I had to walk all the way to medical, get all the way to medical, convince them that I was okay, and I finished boot camp with a fractured vertebrae.
Oh,
It took about another 3 weeks for the pain to go away.
well, I'm sure.
I wasn't.
And
I
all you
was,
were doing is aggravating, especially when you're marching. That's just
I was
pounding on
marching,
asphalt.
running. Everything we were doing was aggravating. But all of a
Yeah.
sudden, one day I realized it wasn't hurting anymore. You know, but it was.
Did they give you any medication for it?
No, wouldn't give me anything for it. I had to deal with it. But the drill instructor, one of the drill instructors, my head drill instructor, he came up to me and he told me, he said, "I know you've been putting up with a lot. I know that back hurt." And he came up, and actually when we graduated, he came up to me and he stood in front of me and he saluted me.
Uh-huh. Wow.
And he said, you earned this.
That had to feel good.
Oh, it did. He said, "You earned it." Yeah, we had when we did the pugil sticks. The first time I was on guard, I was on the barracks duty. Second time they stuck me on barracks duty again, and we only do it twice. So he come in there, and this was about 3 weeks after everything healed up and everything.
Mhm.
And he gets out there and he says, "I don't know why you're on barracks duty. Come on, you coming out to pugil sticks." I was ready to go. I didn't care. So I get out to the pugil sticks, and he gets the stuff on. He's going to fight me. And I had watched all the training for it and everything else. And he took a couple of pokes at me. I blocked one. Took a step
Uh-huh.
back, and when he stepped in, I came a little uppercut, caught him under the jaw, knocked his ass out. He went straight down on the ground, and he was out
Oh my
like
gosh.
this. That was the talk of the whole battalion. That one of the recruits knocked one of the drill instructors out.
Wow.
I don't think they're allowed to touch you anymore, though, are they? They're pretty strict on that shit now, I think.
Oh, they're not supposed to. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. Yeah, the different shall we say the different divisions of the armed forces are all different, and the Marine
Yep.
Corps is probably the toughest, without a doubt.
was-
I mean, it was always
it was
been the
tough.
toughest, but from what I've heard, they still do it.
They still get away with a lot.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
But I'm
because
telling you,
actually the boot camp that you were in the Air Force, right, Steve?
Correct.
That's the one that they always make fun of. The guys
Oh,
in
I
the
know.
Marines and stuff. They always say you guys have the like
Yeah, but
easiest
you know
boot
what I
camp.
do is I laugh at them. They said, "You were making fun of me. We're here to pick you up
that's
and
right.
bring you back home." What were you
I'll make
saying
fun
about
of 'em.
laughing?
Well, I
Hey,
think
you're my
that's
ride. I'm gonna be nice.
that's the hardest branch to get into. I think you have to score the highest to get in there, don't you?
The
Yeah.
Navy and Air
aptitude test
Force.
was pretty high.
I think it still is. Like the Navy and Air Force, I think are the two hardest to get into.
Mhm.
Well, you know what I wanted to do? I didn't want to go in the Marines. I always wanted to be a veterinarian. and the Air Force trains veterinarians.
Yeah.
And I went in and tested and qualified and everything to do it, but there were no openings. And this is what they don't tell you. And I'm sitting there, and the Marine Corps calls me, and I love the band. That was the whole thing. I went to Marine Corps band first. And they talked me into coming to trial for the Marine Corps band. I made the Marine Corps band through the tryout. So I said, sure, I'll do it. Well, I went on a delayed enlistment where I was leaving in July, but I signed in January. So I was delayed enlistment, but I'm going in. I'm already in. Now, they don't tell you delayed enlistment don't mean shit. Because you could revoke it, right? I got a call 2 weeks before going into the Marines from the Air Force. They had an opening in veterinary. And they would send me to the Air Force Academy. And I'd go in for veterinarian. And what they do, the veterinarians in the Air Force, they walk around and inspect the meats in the chow halls. That's all they do is they're like a USDA inspector. You know, so I could have gone in there. I said, well, I've already signed up for the Marines. The guy didn't tell me anything. He just told me, well, you can get out of that.
Hey,
I would
Bill.
have been in the Air Force.
Wow.
Hey, Bill.
Well, I know the veterinary, because they use them a lot for the dogs.
Yeah.
And I know now because of the vets in the Marine Corps and even in the Army because of all the, canines and,
Yeah, they're
and
doing that
horses.
But back when it was only the Air Force that had it when I came in.
Uh-huh. What year were you talking about?
74.
Okay.
And then I made a bigger mistake in boot camp. I'm in boot camp and I get pulled out with the guide, just two of us. And we get marched down to this little room. I mean, walked into this little closet basically. And there's two colonels sitting there.
Mm-hmm.
And they said, okay, this is the deal. Your test scores are very high. We'd like to offer you a position. We'd like you to go to Naval Investigative Services. Like this. They went through all of this stuff, explained it to us for 20 minutes, and said, you get one chance. You say yes today, or you don't have a chance again. And I told them, I said, well, I have a band contract. I want to go in a band. Stupid.
Yeah.
That was probably the worst decision.
Yeah, that could have taken you on to places you never dreamed of.
I would have left boot camp. At the end of boot camp, I would have been promoted automatically to corporal and sent to FBI Academy in Quantico.
Mm-hmm.
Went through FBI Academy, graduated, and became a staff sergeant. And you're automatically a staff within a year and a half, staff sergeant.
Wow, that's fast.
And you only wear the uniform when you need to. You have the uniform to wear, the blues to wear, and all that, but you only wear when you need to because 90% of the time you're in a suit. You're in a suit with a weapon under your shoulder.
Yeah.
And you could have worked with Jethro Gibbs.
Yeah.
I could have made money. You never know where I would have went.
Well, there you would have been on to maybe the Pentagon and other places too if you'd gone into OTS, if they would have let you to go into officer training school.
Yep, you never know. But you know what? I look at everything, all the pictures, and it's like that song that what you call it, Garth Brooks has a dance.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I look at my kids right now, and I said, yeah, I've been through a lot, and I could have had a lot better choices, but I love where I'm at. That's all part of the dance.
Well, you know, through your life, there's different paths you can take, and each of them lead in a different direction. But the path you're on is the one that was meant to be.
Yep. Woulda, coulda, shoulda, as the old saying goes.
And when I look at my little granddaughter yesterday, and she's sitting on my lap, and I looked at her and I said, I love you too much. And she put her hand underneath my arm and put her head on my chest and laid her head down on me and went, love you, like that. That just did it right there.
And Joe melted on the spot like a candle coming off a cake.
Yeah.
I was thinking, let me see how much money I could give you right now.
Well, you said your daughter teared up too, didn't she?
Yeah, she teared up and said, I'm gonna have to go print her another elephant again. But she just put her head on me and said, "Love you."
And she's what, 1 year old?
1 year old. My daughter said, "She said love you." I said, "Yes, she does. She does that to me." Because that's what I do her. I sit here and I say, "I love you."
Hmm.
So she'll go, I'll say love, and she'll say it. And she won't say mom or dad or anything yet, but she'll say, "I love you" to me.
That'll rip your daughter's heart going. You don't even call
Well-
me mom and dad. But if she says that to mom and dad, that
Yeah, she's-
But Brittany did the same thing. Brittany said she loved me. She said, "I love you," before she said mom and dad. She said it to me. My wife like to die.
The traffic in Orlando sucks already. So I'm sure it's even worse.
No, it's pretty busy.
Uh,
Not too
you
bad.
know, I-
Seen worse. I'm not even gonna take the turnpike. I'm gonna take 95. I'm getting all brave. I'm gonna save myself almost $8.
oh, it's
About $8 in a turnpike, and it saves about 8 minutes. Buck a minute. And $60 an hour. That's
Yeah.
good pay. I'll drive
yeah, it
brave.
is.
Yeah, it's not worth it.
Chris.
Yeah, just according to the map, would have saved me about 8 minutes.
Where you headed, Bill?
Home.
Oh, he was
Oh.
at his dad's.
Yeah, I'm in St. Cloud, Florida at the minute. That's it at the moment. It's by Kissimmee, Orlando.
How long a trip normally is it?
Well, on the turnpike, if I took the turnpike, it would have been an hour and 47 minutes. This is going to be hour and 55.
Uh-huh.
But
Of course, the turnpike you
but
don't
it's
have.
actually it's actually a mile closer this way. It's 111 miles instead of 100 minutes. So
A lot of street lights between you and home.
no, I'm in St. Cloud right now. I'm on,
Okay. So
You just gotta
once
hit
once
the
you get out
interstate.
of town, it's just pretty smooth sailing, right?
Yeah. Well, this is 192. This will take you all the way to 95. It'll also take you to US 1 if you wanted to do that.
Yeah, it's the main road through St. Cloud. I've been down that road tons and tons of times.
Yeah, it takes you all the way to through Kissimmee, and
Mhm.
you take this to Universal, whatever the hell road that is, that takes you up to Disney World on going the other way. Anyway, but I'm going to get off just before US 1, basically, just before Melbourne. All right, I guess you're in Melbourne when you get on 95 right there. Melbourne,
Melbourne.
and
No. I wasn't correcting you because you might call it something different over there.
yeah, well, I don't call it anything really. So it's just a small
said-
town in Florida.
Your Melbourne is different to my Melbourne.
Yeah. Hello, Chris.
Hey, Chris.
Well, it's by the ocean. It's full of older bald people. So there you go.
Yeah.
We got your Melbourne is different from my Melbourne. That sounds like a song.
Could be, yeah.
But this is, like I said, this is St. Cloud, and this peters out soon. The lights will stop. They're not that close together to begin with already, but once you get on the outskirts, the actual incorporated town proper, it becomes 65 miles an hour almost all the way to 95 anyway. So plus it's not just east, you actually go east and south. So I'm only on 95 for, I don't know, 60 some miles. If I go the other way, I'm on the turnpike for 98 miles. But it's nice to take a different route, break it up a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
There's more bugs this way. You go through the swamps and stuff. We'll see how it goes tonight. My dad just commented, "Aren't there many bugs on your truck?" I said, "Yeah, I don't know." I
Wow,
don't know,
Chris just posted in here. He says they've already had 4 to 5 inches now of rain up in his neck of the woods in Northern California.
Yeah, he's
Wow.
up in the mountains.
Yeah. I asked him if we've got any snow. No, it's because it's a warmer snow, but the back end of it, they're talking about more snow coming in.
Give you the police, the sheriff. Okay, all the guys broke it down.
Come on, spring.
Whoever's in front of me feels the need to step on the brakes just because you're already going below the speed limit. You didn't need to slow down more because there was an officer there, you dumbheads.
Yeah, we're already through the winter solstice, right?
Why?
Yeah, way
Yeah,
through.
Why?
That was December.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have why? It's midwinter now.
Yeah.
Hello, Rod.
Hello.
Ron.
Rod.
Yeah,
What's
we're
it?
getting
Is it
we're
Rod?
getting the rain here. We're going to be sending it up and back you guys' way. We're expecting for here in California, in Southern California, which we, on a heavy year, say 12 inches, on a normal year about 8. They're expecting 4 to 6 inches through Tuesday.
Just in the next 2 days, 4 to 6
Yep.
inches of rain.
Yep. Yeah,
Wow.
well, like Chris is saying, he's got about 4 to 5 inches up in his area in Northern California. And
Now, does your area experience any flooding, Steve, when that happens?
where we live, no, but LA, in fact, they've already got evacuation orders in the canyons up in Orange County here. Some of the canyons have put evacuation notices, and up in Los Angeles.
Because I know Joe's daughter's car flooded right up to the dashboard.
Wow.
Mm.
The other part besides flooding is the mudslides.
And rock slides.
Yeah.
Well, we already had that. The Amtrak and Metrolink and the freight trains that run south down to San Diego, the tracks have been shut down now for almost 2 weeks. Zero traffic. They stopped
Wow.
the last time it happened, earlier in December. They stopped the passenger train, but they were letting the freight trains go through, and they were having an inspection, and they were just creeping along, letting the freight trains get through, but they had shut down all passenger. Here, they've shut down all train traffic. So it's costing them billions of dollars a day of commerce.
Yeah, I agree with you, Chris. Come on, spring.
Yeah, Tim. Steve, Australia sending it all our rain we had.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got about 2 inches the last couple of days. We got 2 inches that we received, a little over 2.
Hey, Bill, that's a really clear, nice image on your dash cam.
Oh, it's my phone.
Oh, that's your phone. Okay.
Yeah. No, I got you can see the tray there in the center of the dashboard.
Yeah.
The typical F-150 tray. I got a specially molded phone holder that goes right over the front of the lip of that thing, and it holds it not over the tray, but forward, closer to me.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really cool. I mean, it was worth the price of admission. I mean, it's above my screen, my dash screen. So just where it sits is really, really cool.
Ah, nice.
But, yeah. No, I mean, if I had one that was mounted on the glass or you wouldn't see that tray. It wouldn't be so far back. You know what I mean?
Now, is that an Android phone or an iPhone?
It's an Android phone.
Okay. Oh,
This
really
is a
nice and clear.
It's a OnePlus 9 Pro. It's called. It's a Chinese phone, OnePlus.
Mm.
It's a good phone. 9 Pro. It's got like 12 gigs of RAM and I don't know, 888 Exynos. It was top of the water mark a couple of years ago.
Mhm.
Not anymore.
Here Tim goes with his Australian measurements again. We got 600 mils in 3 days.
Yeah,
Yep. That's a lot of rain.
yeah, real
Yeah.
numbers.
Real numbers, Dominic says.
Yeah, 2.5 inches.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, about 2.5 inches.
Yep. That's about what we got here. And we got that in just a little over a day and a half. Not less than 2 days we got this week, earlier this week. That's why it's bad news with all this rain coming in. Our ground is not drying out. So it's just like Rod said, it's a mudslides, a rock slides, and all that precious commodity is going right out there to the ocean. In fact, about where I'm sitting, if you were to go just about a quarter of a mile the opposite way, so if you were to go behind me, is where the main flood channel comes down from inland for us, and that's where the storm channel comes through.
So
It's
pretty good mix of fresh water and salt water, right?
The salt water will go in there when we get our high tides. We'll push back up in there, but it's mainly just the loss of the fresh water going out.
it sounds like a lot when you're trying to fool a girl, Mike.
Yeah.
I'm 600 mil.
So you want something fresh out of the oven?
What are you baking?
A baby hawk?
That doesn't look like an oven.
Yeah, I know. Could finally. Yesterday I was doing the split S with the Nazgul. I didn't fly the baby hawk yesterday, so after the rain today, I managed to get out and go fly. Upside
Oh,
down
that's from this morning?
this morning. This afternoon actually. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
This is an old school building that is now a business.
Yeah, you were
I
flying that
thought
the other
maybe
day.
I thought maybe you're gonna tell us they're housing all the illegal immigrants there.
Yeah.
After this one gets done, I haven't created the video yet, but in this back corner back here,
Yeah.
a cop showed up later and drove all the way back there and parked back there with me flying around.
Wow.
When he went by me, he just like waved at me like, hey, okay. I don't know what he was doing back there. It's not like he's gonna catch a bad guy back there by the woods, but whatever.
Taking a break,
Probably. That's my guess.
out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah, that was kind of my guess. The interesting part is the wind was blowing pretty good. That little baby hawk was kind of getting pushed around. You can see
Whoa,
as it
yeah,
comes.
you can see it.
Yeah, you go in that direction, you see the speed just like. And when I turn around, it's like, yeah, okay, it's going really slow. It was being impacted by the wind. But as you can see, it can still sort of do stunts and all that kind of stuff. So
Nice.
yesterday was a good day. Today is a good day too. It's just seems to be flowing for me now. It's kind of one of those I can.
Well, you're getting comfortable.
Yeah, exactly. It's like I can just kind of make it do what I want it to do for the most part. Next step, power loops. Let me see if I can find Mr. Policeman. It was easy. It was my last three batteries.
There you go, Mark. Correct him.
What was he saying?
He's talking about what Justin
What
said
is up?
as
Come
far
on,
as how many milliliters versus millimeters.
Oh God. Metric.
Oh, shit.
24 inches. Yeah, that would be a lot of rain in 3 days.
You see,
So
You were
here's
flying
my
the
na-
same area the other day.
Yeah, it was. This is my Nazgul. I was just today I was doing more,
Mhm.
including buzzing me. And I wasn't nearly as afraid of the light poles because I kind of knew where they were versus the other day. That was kind of the first time I'd flown there. So I was staying higher just because. See the cop sitting back there by the woods?
Oh yeah.
That's him. I don't know what he was doing.
Some
Well,
homeless,
he's
homeless
back.
people.
He's backed in too.
Yeah.
Not like
He-
he's watching the neighborhood. He's backed in.
He
homeless
drove
people
past
back in
me
there?
through the grass, down the track, and back there into that corner.
Like
And
he's
then
watching the grounds in the building or something.
And then
So they're
watch me
turning this
fly
into
around.
a business park?
So that is a business that is there now, not a school. Used to be a school.
Yeah, because they're built it on the track.
Yeah, they built part of it on the track. Yeah, the track's not complete. Here we go. Did I do a dive on this one? Oh yeah, I did a dive. Point down by the trees. Whee! Pull out of the dive. That's fun. Just go up there and nose down and then let it go.
Joe, Sarah said happy birthday.
thank you.
Yep. It's Joe's birthday today, everybody.
Yeah, I got him this morning on Facebook.
Yep.
I should try to go under that sign. There's a small gap there. Weak by me.
That's your Corvette, right?
Yeah, that's my Corvette.
Now, what you need to do is get propellers and wings on that Corvette, the flying Corvette.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know why at the end. I guess I was bored, so I started throwing some yaw spins in. Just to move the camera. He sat back there the entire time.
Tim Jackson says the cop's back there sitting and eating, drinking coffee and eating his donuts in
Probably.
peace.
Yeah, probably.
Too funny, Justin.
Did you watch that?
Yeah.
This is the problem is I'm already gone.
So I tried to follow the track, what was left of it.
That dude does some funny shorts.
There's a trailer. Couple
Yeah.
trailers.
We flip upside down and dive back down. Anyways, there you go. There was the Nazgul. I need to put something together. I think I'm just gonna take the Nazgul videos and just snip out all the little dives and rolls and just put them all back to back and eliminate everything else and see how dizzy I can make you with the video.
Uh-oh. Captain Joe's getting serious. He's playing with the printer.
Yep.
But yes, Paul, it's a lot more comfort for sure.
Yep.
Because I'm doing that in the wind with the baby hawk.
Right.
So
I found a pretty good elephant that I could print from my granddaughter's room.
Oh, did you? Well,
Yeah, it's a big bull elephant.
that's the granddaughter that said she loved you.
Yeah.
is it a pink
It's
elephant?
a big bull elephant standing up on all fours, big one.
It's got to be a pink elephant.
No, it's gray because what they're gonna do is my daughter will go in there, and I might take the might do the tusk in pink, and the ears in pink, because pink and gray are the theme.
The room theme. Yeah.
That'd be interesting.
Well, at
Hey,
least
Joe, I
just the
love you.
tusk.
How much money you want to give me? I love you.
It's nice to be loved.
Right.
Are you driving back now, Bill?
Yeah.
So you drove
Yeah,
up
well, I
there
tell
for
you-
like
I
5
tell you-
minutes and then turned around?
What are you talking about?
It's a 2 hour trip to his dad's house.
No, I was there all day. I got there at the hell time did I get there? 12.
Yeah, about
And
noon.
I accomplished my little tiny mission, which was to gather up a shit ton of my tools that I left in his garage. They're in the back. And then we went out to we had some Mexican and enjoyed that. And then I took a nap on his couch for a couple hours, and then I left.
Guess I
was
lost
my-
track of time flying.
Yeah, I actually left early for a change. You know, it's amazing. Look how bright that picture is. You know, it's actually kind of dark out.
Yeah, I was
Mhm.
gonna say this time of day is right now up here. It's dark out.
Yeah,
Ah,
it's
the
dark
HD
for sure.
This camera's got like, I guess, HDR set automatically, and it just brightens up the shot.
Yeah, it does.
I'm looking at that picture, and that's not what it looks like. It's
Yeah, it's way
it's-
dark
it's-
looking at
yeah,
out my window.
well, of course it is. Yeah, we're in the same area.
Yeah,
basically. I mean,
exactly.
It looks like
I'm-
about
I'm-
it looks like about mid-afternoon, like say
Right.
3 o'clock or something.
It is
pretty cool. I'm
definitely
looking
not
forward
that.
to see what that'll look like when it's completely dark and I'm on 95. But yeah, I'm almost in Melbourne, so yeah, I'm pretty much directly south of you.
Mhm.
So what I see is probably what you see.
Not taking the turnpike back?
Nah, I didn't feel like spending $8 to save 8 minutes.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
I mean, I do sometimes. It's like no brain driving. You just get on it for 98 miles and get off, and I'm 3 miles from the house.
You know, they
It's
rebuilt all that stuff in Orlando to put all the express lanes in for like I-4. And there's
Yeah.
a sign there that says you're going to be charged like $25 if you don't have the little sticker to get into the lane, blah, 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 blah.
Mhm.
I heard an article, one of the, I don't know, state house reps asked the FDOT, do you actually charge that? And they're like, no, we've never charged it. We just do bill by plate and give them a service charge. So they literally
Right.
have this threat of a fine that they've actually never, ever, ever actually fined.
Well, what they probably do is like they do here in California. What they do is they'll tack it onto your registration for the next year.
No, they send you a bill here. It's bill by plate.
Well, no, they'll send you a bill, but if you don't pay it,
Oh, yeah. I'm sure.
tacked
Yeah,
on,
I'm sure.
yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
it's,
well, I have
it's-
I have a SunPass account.
Yeah,
And I have all
Tim.
my vehicles. I have my vehicles on it, and in fact, my old sticker is sitting up here in the tray, right there,
yeah.
just laying there because you don't need it anymore. That magnetic, whatever electronic chip inside of it. Now, like you said, they I keep it handy just in case I'm in some part of the state where they haven't upgraded yet. But yeah, they just go by your license plate now.
I have E-Pass.
Yeah.
Instead of
Well,
the
yeah,
SunPass.
their license plate readers are reading your plates and they know instantly.
Yep. Well, it's convenient too. I mean, I've got for the motorcycle, it's in the bike, but I guess I don't need it anymore. I had one of the ones that you put batteries in,
Mhm.
and with the little suction cups that stick to my windshield.
Oh, somebody's
But,
walking up, Paul.
That's kind of what it looks like outside here.
Haven't had a lasagna.
Although you wouldn't know it by Bill's camera.
Yeah. No, it's getting dark.
He brought me dinner. That was my tenant upstairs.
Sorry, it took so long to get it. Homemade lasagna.
Wow.
That's nice.
Yeah, it's homemade lasagna.
Oh, hell yeah.
Whoa. Nice tenant.
But anyway, as you can see, this is how dark it is here.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
about that dark here, Paul.
We
actually-
saw him walking up the ramp.
Yep.
Where's ours?
Yeah, that reminds me.
Everybody wants to know where theirs is.
I freaking rendered that video, didn't post it.
Like I only got an oven big enough to make like a family size.
And when I left the party yesterday, I grabbed the plate and made me a plate to go. I got wings and baked macaroni and jambalaya and everything sitting in there.
There you go.
Okay.
All right, I'll see you later.
My ex looked at me and I'm just went in her cabin and got a plate and made me a plate.
Take care.
I said, I'm not leaving without one.
Take care, Tim. Stay safe.
Hey, Timo, back to work.
No work. My train.
He's printing a slinky. You know, Mike, you can buy those at the dollar store.
Yeah,
Probably a
Yeah, I
lot
think
probably a lot cheaper than it costs for the filament.
I think I'd buy it at the dollar store.
Ridiculous. That's funny.
Well, gentlemen, I got to back out of here. So thanks for having me in, Paul.
Hey, thanks for coming in, Steve.
Yeah.
Later, Steve.
Later, Steve.
Take
Stay
care,
dry,
everybody.
Steve.
Have a
See you,
great
Steve.
week. Have a great week. Stay safe, and all you people east of California, buckle up. The rain is coming your way.
Yeah. And go check out that pitiful boat video I did today.
I will. Take care and happy birthday again, Joe.
Thank you. Thank you.
Little bit of rain. Come on now. You know, it never rains.
Hopefully we get a little
Sandy
rain this
Long
winter,
Market. Oh, we've been getting plenty down south.
so we don't have all the fires like we did last year.
Yep.
Yeah. We don't have that problem around us. I don't know, maybe being part of the southern part of the state, maybe it's wetter. I don't know. I've never looked that up.
You had a lot of fires last year?
Not here. Like, I don't know where.
Oh, Cal,
Central part of
it's
it.
a,
Yeah.
the state, the
North-
national
north-
forest, the national
Yeah, north-
forest.
The north central part of the state, I think, was hit the most.
Yeah.
Mm.
East of Orlando and north. Lots of pine trees. So if it gets dry, it can definitely light up.
How's that pick looking now? Only a tiny little square on my screen.
Still good. I mean, the sky's nice and blue and bright.
Wow. It lies.
From here.
Hey, Andrew, I knew that.
Road work ahead next 6.5 miles. Well, let's see if they work on Sunday.
Yeah. Doubt it.
Don't run over Tim.
Oh, God. He'd be like a rumble strip. Oh, rumble.
Actually, we're about to get some thunderstorms here.
Are you?
We got some north of us right now.
Oh, wish.
Not that far north of us either. About 20 miles.
Yeah, these are about to come right over top of me. A little bit.
How much does bad weather affect New Orleans' big to do?
It does, because if it gets to us, the wind is the deal. Once
Mhm.
the wind hits over 25 miles an hour, they
Yeah.
can't run these floats because the floats will flip. It'll throw these things right over. They're so huge. Wind will get underneath them and just turn them over. It's happened years ago where they had one parade that used to go over an overpass. And it was going over the overpass with high winds, and it tilted, and two of the riders wound up dying, flying off of it and landed on train tracks underneath.
Mm.
So
Wow.
they've changed that whole route, so they don't go that way anymore. But if the winds start picking up, they park them. They'll get people off of them and park them, because if they, with the way it whips around the city, you don't know when it's going to flip over and you got too many people in the crowd. It doesn't happen a lot, but the rain, they'll parade in the rain. But it's the wind is what they're worried about.
Actually, with the rain, the view's probably a little more perky, huh, Joe?
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh yeah. You go down to Napoleon and St. Charles, and Napoleon and St. Charles is about a mile and a half from Tulane University. And on like Thursday night coming, that whole crowd is nothing but Tulane students. And I mean, I used to see some stuff out there.
Oh, dude, this person's gonna be in trouble if they catch you this.
Idiot.
Freaking, look at that. Yeah, they're gonna be in some trouble if they find out who that was.
Yeah, for sure.
You know,
Don't play
take him
around.
out the car and beat him to death.
There was that police department down here in Florida that pulled over like 30 cars all in one go. They weren't stopping on this 2-lane highway. And so they had a couple of cars and like 2 or 3 motorcycle cops. And they pretty much, after the first car passed the bus, they pretty much just stopped traffic with the first car. And they had a whole line of cars. It was like 20 or 30 cars pulled over on the side of the road, ticketed every one of them.
Yep. Really. They're talking right now in the news about that West Coast storm coming in. It's actually saying hurricane force winds.
Good.
Yeah, I believe that.
Yeah. Man, I'll tell you, and it's training right over LA. San Diego, LA, going straight up to Vegas. That's terrible. Is it life-threatening flash flooding and mudslides? Los Angeles, Oceanside, and all that area.
They've gone from empty lakes to full lakes in like a year.
Yeah. Yep.
Full lakes plus. Except for Lake Mead. That one was so far down, they need about 3 more years of rain like this to catch up.
Just north of Vegas, they're saying 6 feet of snow.
That's good because that'll all end up in the Colorado and in Lake Mead.
Yeah. That's good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm worried about it. As long as it's going that way, it's not coming to us because it's moving north.
I think I
It
read
might
somewhere
bring
somewhere
something,
Lake,
nothing like that.
I think Lake Mead's still down like 75 plus feet from normal.
Yeah. You see Louisiana down here? That little yellow spot? Right in the middle, right around the lake. That's I live where it says Chalmette. I live north of that, right at that lake. And that stuff's going right across the top of us right now. You can see the bridge going over the lake. I live right where the interstate and the bridge meets.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
So
Florida,
that's
how do we
going right
look?
over the top of us.
As of right now, really nothing.
Ah,
Look by Daytona and Ocala at the moment.
Yeah.
Everywhere else, yeah, it looks good.
Yeah, there's a little bit of storm on the East Coast, but it's definitely moving off of the. It'll be gone in a couple hours.
gosh.
Bye, Steve.
Road work ahead. You've been promising that for a while now. Oh, that's funny. The first word was spelled wrong. Cauyion.
Didn't hear you.
Shoot, coach went all the way back to 7-on-7 tournament. God, darn.
Good evening, guys.
Crazy, man.
You were
David.
really low. What's that?
Shut up, Justin.
You shut up.
You shut up.
Who's that? David or Laura?
Both.
Oh,
It's both
Couldn't
of
hear
them.
y'all too low.
Yeah, not anymore.
Not anymore. Yep.
You jive.
Yeah. I have to put it on low when Laura's in the background, otherwise you'll hear her.
Hey, sorry I didn't come back to you guys this afternoon.
That's okay, Bill.
Paul,
I went after we ate. I went home and I fell asleep for a couple hours. And my
I'm
dad's
actually
very, very comfortable overstuffed leather couch. Love it.
I'm actually surprised Donald made it as long as he did on Laura's stream.
He was the last one to
think-
leave.
Yeah, I didn't think he was going to stay that long because he looked really bad.
and Paul,
Yeah.
Rio has something to tell you. Okay? He said this is important for next time you're playing around with a drone. This is a screwdriver.
Oh, yeah, that was when he tried to murder David earlier.
The look
Yeah,
on
a
his
little meth-
face with it.
Yeah, he got a little mouthy with him.
So do you think Rio could fix the aircraft carrier for you guys?
What aircraft carrier?
The Queen Elizabeth?
What happened?
That is
What
now
happened?
broke again. Well, that one's broke. Prince of Wales was the one that was broke before. It's got some mechanical issue they have to fix. It's going to take them a couple of months.
That sounds about right. Let's go and pick a war in the Middle East and then break our aircraft carriers.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds about right.
Can't
That's
be any
okay.
worse
We-
than
It's okay. We've got 15 of them. We have enough to spare. Be all right.
At least it was at the propeller shaft. They haven't said exactly what it was, but they said it was at the propeller shaft, like it was on the Prince of Wales.
Hi, everybody in the chat.
Some other mechanical issue that apparently they have to go into dry dock in order to fix.
Well, David, your aircraft
Wow.
carriers have the nose of the flight.
The
It
ski jumps.
flips up, right?
Yeah, it's
they're
the
jump
ski
Oh, yeah.
jumpers.
What's the problem?
Those are also diesel powered ones too.
Yeah, we do have nuclear powered ones. But it was great of our government, after launching more strikes in the Middle East and pissing people off, to announce that our army is not ready for war yet.
Yeah, it was an interesting article.
Yeah, why don't you just give the enemy all the information they need?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it always puzzled me. Like last week, they were going, the US are going to hit targets in Iran and Syria. Well, cheers for letting them know so they can move them targets.
Yep, that's
Or at
stupid.
least move the people out. You still hit the target.
What's up, Jody?
Now.
Jody,
I don't know.
So-
That's such a target-rich area. Which target are they going to hit? Can't move them all.
I think they are hitting them all.
Kind of seems that way.
Yeah. Get them all. Slow them down.
Trying to hit all the launchers and the storage sites.
It's crap. They're so afraid they're going to kill an Iranian, what do you call guard? Well, what do they call them, guys?
Royal Guards or something like that.
Nah, whatever they are. The ones that are training these guys, they're so afraid they're going to kill a couple. Kill a few.
Might be Revolutionary Guards.
Christ. Revolutionary
Or
Guard, whatever.
revolutionary guards.
And
Yeah.
unlike our previous president, who said, well, after they killed a couple of our guys, went out and killed their general. It's
Yeah,
like,
I agree.
okay, I'm going to kill your leader. Knock it the fuck, and he does. And then guess what? They leave us alone. Well,
What's interesting is what
Grey one
weapon,
and the new one.
what weapon they used
That's
on
okay.
that car.
The mother
Just
of all
let them know that we
bombs.
can find them and kill them and whenever we want.
No. They used a special Hellfire on him that we have.
No, I
That
was
is,
talking to David.
that's not an explosive. It pops out, I think, 5 of these blades that are like 3
Shreds
feet
'em.
long. 3 feet long. It shredded that car when that Hellfire hit that
Yep.
car. It literally just shredded,
Sounds
turned
more
everybody
like
inside
something out
into
of South
mincemeat.
Park. When they went after Bin Laden.
Get in here now.
Because they were worried about collateral
Okay, I'll be there
damage,
in a
so they
minute.
used that Hellfire.
What? You're next in the shower, so get a towel.
Yeah, well. Honestly, I don't want anybody to die. They all need to knock it the fuck off.
Yeah, exactly. I agree with you there, Bill.
Pack it the fuck in.
Hey, Andrew, how's it going, buddy?
Andrew.
Nudie.
All right, I'm out. I'll see y'all later.
Okay,
Catch you later, Justin.
Later,
Justin,
Justin.
thanks for being in here.
Yeah, I tell everybody, you know, if countries want to be left alone by the US, you only got to do 2 things. One,
Shut up. Get on with it.
treat your people halfway decent and leave your neighbors alone. If you do that, you could have whatever government you want. We'll literally, you could be whatever. We'll leave you alone. We'll leave you alone.
Leaving the neighbors alone, that's the big part.
Yeah, exactly.
Everybody's calling for a ceasefire. It's like, really? Would we ceasefire after being invaded and having thousands of our people slaughtered? Oh, yeah, ceasefire. Okay. Let's make friends now. That government's got to go. Period. And the Iranians, I think, really, they set them up for failure anyway. Talking about, they basically, you can get away with this. The United States will just back off after a while. Okay. We'll see. It's a big mistake. They're using them as a scapegoat, as the sacrificial lamb. Saudi was about to recognize Israel. They were just about to legitimize the Israeli government and recognize Israel. So they said, okay, now we got to make Israel look like a bunch of assholes. So let's invade their country, slaughter a whole bunch of people, and then watch the world stage turn on Israel as they retaliate. Honestly, that's what this is all about.
Yeah.
Yep.
It was intentional.
Well, I mean, it had to do with that. I mean, like there was
100%.
Egypt and Saudi Arabia. I mean, the birthplace of their religion, the home of their religion, Mecca and everything, was about to recognize the existence of Israel as a nation. Pretty close. They should have known something was going to pop. And we're worried about corn pop.
I'm amazed, Bill, at how well that camera is doing.
Yeah, it's dark as hell out here now. But yeah, it's good. This phone has a nice camera. Not the best, but pretty damn good. Good enough for me.
Yeah.
It's amazing how they keep increasing the quality of the devices, and they're better than a couple $100 cameras were just a couple of years ago. And I don't know really how good a camera you really need on your phone, but there you go. Okay,
Yeah.
we're getting on 95.
Anyways, I'm gonna jump off. I'll see you guys later.
Okay, Rod, take care.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
right.
jump. Well,
Okay, Dominic, I think we're gonna close it down, but we wanted to kind of keep Uncle Bill company.
I
Yeah,
don't
me
mind
too.
staying around.
you can keep Uncle Bill company.
Yep.
Okay,
Got a
well,
question for you guys. What's New Jersey like?
What's New Jersey like?
Yeah, is it a good place or a bad place? One of them rough places?
Well, it depends on where you are.
It's like anything else. There's good places and there's not so good places.
Yeah, there's some really, I mean, New Jersey's like the butt of a lot of jokes and like that, but I grew up in Jersey. There's some very, very wealthy, beautiful areas.
Well,
And there's other areas like Camden and Newark where, you don't want to go.
Why do you ask, David?
because they've just announced that's where 2026 World Cup finals being held.
Okay.
Yeah,
In
if you're not into football, British football, that is the proper game of football.
Yeah.
You might want to move out of the US and Canada for a while because it's being hosted by Mexico, the US, and Canada.
Okay.
Why Mexico, the US, and Canada, I don't know, because how many people are going to use that as an excuse to get over that border?
Well, all the aliens are going to be packing their bags coming over.
And on that bombshell, I will see you.
Hey,
Bye-bye.
Dominic.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
So, Captain Joe, what do you think about bamboo and the bamboo booms?
Yeah, I think that kind of sucks, but at least they're doing a good thing with replacing everything, you know? Doing
Well,
it right.
yeah, they're offering refunds or whatever. You know what? The customer service with me has absolutely stank, but I think they have just about got this right. Should have done it a bit quicker.
It should have been quicker.
Yeah.
When they realized they got to a point where they had to fix it.
Yeah.
And sometimes you get to that point and you don't have a choice, you know?
And it's a simple, well, would be a simple fix if it weren't an enclosed bed. Because all it is it's the actual wire. They've cut them too short. So it puts too much strain on it. And that little plastic nozzle bit they was going to send out at first, they've realized that all you're going to do is move the problem a bit higher up the cable.
Yep. You'll get it right eventually. Like I said, I think it's a pretty good printer. I love the fact that it can do the different colors,
Yeah.
but
Well,
they got to get it right.
if they actually give me the refund, yeah, I'm actually going to go for the A1 print mini because that doesn't have the fault.
Yeah.
Because I want to be reasonable with them, but they have to be reasonable with me as well.
I can't wait to finish picking these pictures and figure out how many he picked. I guarantee he picked 200 pictures. The good news is I can go through a list and just pick the numbers out. I don't have to look at them.
What are you actually printing, Joe?
Elephant from my granddaughter's room. I found a big bull elephant that looks real nice. And it's gonna be about 3 inches high, about 3 inches long. But it's gonna be a bull elephant with the ears out and the tusk and everything.
I don't like 3 inches.
Yeah.
I know all about 3 inch.
Now, what's the biggest? Let's say you wanted to increase the size of that. What's the biggest that you can do on that printer?
I could have probably made it 10, 12 inches by 12 inches.
Oh, okay, all right.
You see, a
If I
lot of
wanted
people,
to print for 19 hours.
yeah, but a lot of people they think, oh, it can only do 256 by 256. No, if you use your noggin and turn it at an angle and go corner to corner,
Yeah, you go further.
get bigger. You're only limited 256 upwards.
Yep. Yeah, I had to turn a couple of things to the corners to make it fit right.
Well, good for you, Joe, because all of that just I'd be so frustrated. I mean, look at the problem I have with the damn props. You know, I mean, it's like,
Oh, yeah.
You see, I've got this problem at the moment. I am completely opposite to Tim. Tim has the 3D printers, but not the filament. I have the filament, but not the printer.
ah,
Doesn't that suck?
Yep.
well, Tim doesn't even have his printer set up to use, does he?
Yeah, they're in the other room. They're
Oh,
all set up, ready to go. Yes, Andrew. Bamboom. Gaboom. Kablamo. Alakabam.
Mark White says it would be easily solvable with a spiral cable.
Exactly, Mark. That's all they've done. I believe what they've done. They've used the same cable length on the A1 as they used on the A1 Mini, and obviously, as it gets to the front, it puts a lot of strain on it. You're literally yanking it round, and then it comes back. You know, and then it obviously forces the cable down. Then, as it comes back, but like
Uncle Bill, we can see the bugs now on the windshield.
There you go.
Yeah, I guess there are bugs in the windshield, aren't there?
Yeah.
Yeah, we went through the swamps over there. That's what happens. What are you gonna do?
when you
Let's
get
see.
home, do you scrape them
Can
off?
I
Oh, no.
clean the windshield at 80 miles an hour?
No, I was actually going to ask, when you get home, do you scrape them off and use them as roadkill?
Yeah. There you go. Like Vegemite.
Actually,
Yeah. Oh, Andrew, my printer hasn't gone kaboom because my printer hasn't come out of the box. There's missing parts on my printer. It's all A1 printers.
Well, what was the talk about it catching fire? What I understand.
That's basically they knew 2 days before I purchased mine of this fault. Yeah. And they've argued and argued with me about returning and replacing and whatever else and stuff like that. Now, then I got an email last week while I was in hospital to say, there's a problem with the printer. We're going to send you out a new part. And that was me going, wait up a minute. UK consumer law says if I have a problem with it, I can have a 100% refund. So I told them this. And then today they've issued a full... Yeah. My G-Tech, it's actually sat here. It's been birded, as I would say. The birds, when we moved, it got put up on the shelf and the birds have used it as a bird perch. Probably just needs cleaning up. And it'd be good to go, but I want something fast like Joe's. Don't want to be sat here for hours waiting for my print.
I'm looking at this list of numbers and these numbers are running together.
Well, now the print you're doing now, this elephant. What's the time frame? How long is it going to take to print that?
It was 2 hours, 30 minutes.
I'm going to say not freaking long at the speed it's going.
Yeah, 2 hours, 30 minutes. But it's got a lot of support.
Andrew wants to know if you're going to get a full refund, David.
It's awkward because my case has actually gone past this recall thing because now PayPal are dealing with it. I'm not dealing with it anymore. It's over to PayPal to deal with. Yeah. And it turned out that other company that Bamboo claimed they ripped me off was not another company. It was Bamboo themselves. It's one of them reseller programs, you know, where they ship them out, but they have control over who gets what and where. And what this company has done, the company have gone, we will get one eventually, but Bamboo must have already known about this A1 problem coming down the line because no resellers have got them.
What's PayPal saying? Are they going to get you your refund? Yes. Or
the bank are dealing with the first one. That's now in progress. That's coming back. eventually. And this one here in the hallway, that's up to PayPal. But I'm still open to Bamboo saying, okay, we will return it under this recall thing. Yeah. We'll give you the $80 voucher, which I will use to go towards the A1 mini, and I'll just get that and be done with it. Problem solved.
How much money are we talking about? What did you pay for this printer?
$520.
Wow. 520 what?
Pounds. £520.
It's about what, 600 US?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Should be quality. It shouldn't be a Bamboo.
Well, like I said, every company, has, could have a fault. Yeah, it's how you deal with it. With Anchor, mate, Captain Joe had a printer and it was pissing him off. All he did was contacted them and they went, "We're very sorry, mate. Here, have an upgrade, free of charge." Ooh. Yeah, with us, they didn't do that.
And Joe, you're really happy with the new one, right?
Oh, I'm happy with the new one.
But with Bamboo,
The
they tried
new one
to
makes a big difference.
fight it instead of just doing the right customer service thing. They don't realize, if you've got a great product, you can ruin it by just upsetting a few customers, because my bad word spreads out, to 10 people, and then they spread out, and suddenly Bamboo's like, why is no one buying my printers? Yeah, and yet they got some great printers there. I just want Bamboo to just stop the fighting and go, yep, okay, we'll deal with it. Hello. So,
Did they issue, David, do you know, did they issue a recall to all the people that bought your printer?
Everybody who's got an A1 has been recalled.
There's two. You've got
it's
two
been a
options.
major recall.
Yeah, there's two. You've got two options. You can return it for a full refund and an $80 voucher towards a new printer, and you can go down to the A1 Mini, which is cheaper. Yeah, or you can
Hold out.
hold out and get $120 voucher when they will replace the parts free of charge, and that $120 voucher you can use on anything on their site. Now that's a lot of filament.
Well, the only thing is if they send you the parts, that means you got to screw around with the parts.
They will tell you how to do. I think literally what they'll do is they'll take the bed back from you and they'll just send you out the new bed with a longer wire on it. Yeah, with the problem fixed. And literally all you're doing is replacing that bottom bit. Simple.
I don't know, because I watched Joe here. He was unscrewing things, taking things apart, whatever, with the other one.
Yeah, but that's different. That's
dig it all
different.
out.
The Bamboo comes in two parts. You got your printer bit, and then you got the bed bit. And you literally you put the bed in place, take the clipping off, couple of screws in, close it back up, tip it on its side, couple of screws in, done.
Yeah, I was going to say
Then you're done.
that sounds like the deal to me. Because if you're cheap like me and you get an Ender 3 Pro, you build the whole damn thing, Fred. It takes an hour and a half to put it together. So
There you
get
go.
you get to learn it inside and out.
Yeah, there you go. It's $657 US.
The Ender 3 might be slow and it might be primitive and not as advanced as yours and like that, but you know what it's never done?
Failed.
It's never ignited.
Well, mine did.
Yeah.
I'll never forget that
Yeah.
night. My freaking Ender just literally switched it on. It was printing, and then all of a sudden there was blue electric going all the way around the frame. I was like, "How the hell am I going to turn that off?" I got a stick and hit the socket. Yeah, but again, when I contacted Ender,
They were quick.
they were quick. They said 100% refund. Here's your product. Here's the code. Get a refund. And they sent me 4 filaments to apologize. I had no printer to print with them, but you know, at least they were quick and they listened.
Right.
Yeah. G-Tech themselves, when they sent this printer, it said it comes with 2 free spools. And it didn't.
Night Train says Enders have bad connections.
Yeah, it's like everything.
Bad connection, huh?
That's
If
the
you
bad thing.
overuse it, it's going to get bad connection all the time.
Are you not doing a take it back and taking the?
Jim says none of his has ever failed him, but then they're parked in the other room. He's not using them.
Like I said, me and Tim have the opposite problem. He's got the printers, I've got the filament. The only darn sort problem is he's on one side of the world, I'm on the other.
I'm not taking the G-tip back off me.
Yeah, I've got quite a few boxes of filament on here. Should have waited for the printer to arrive before I bought them.
No,
Tim,
that's quite a drive over to your father's, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I said it's about 112 miles. Yeah. Not that bad.
Just down the road for us.
Yeah.
That's what we call it, just down the road.
Yeah.
Not the fact that 112 miles is probably the full length of the country.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah, the shortest
No, it's
distance on one side. Yeah, it is actually. If you go to Yorkshire and Lancashire, if you go from Blackpool to the Yorkshire coast, I forgot what it is. Yeah, it's actually 70 miles.
Wow.
Oh. Huh.
You
Well,
never.
I guess if you're including Scotland, you get a lot longer.
Yeah, you got long way, but lengthways.
Scotland to Scotland is 300 and.
Well,
Yes.
I'm going long ways, and Florida's like 400 and some miles, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. We had this discussion before.
It's hard to do it in a day. It's about a day and a half.
And England was longer than Florida.
I don't think it is.
Pretty sure I thought it was. But, well, like I said, I mean, I'm talking about the entire island.
Yeah.
I know you like to forget that Scotland's there, but they are there. So.
I don't mind Scotland. Everybody says, you know, Scottish people are rude and that. I love them. What?
What? Anybody hear anything from Welch, Rob?
Yeah, just a minute. What did you say, Laura? Yeah. Right. So the widest, so that's going to be like Wales over to just past us on the south is 300 miles, and the length the other way from south of England to the north of Scotland is 600 odd miles.
Yeah, definitely bigger.
Yeah, Welsh Rob was on Laura's stream earlier.
Oh, how's he doing?
Yeah, he's doing all right. He seems all right. He's coping, I think. You see, that's the difference, Mark. Your mum's and dad's house is probably one back garden away in American terms. Yeah. Where at us, 800 yards is probably about 400 houses.
Well, yeah, your neighborhoods being old neighborhoods, the houses are pretty close together, right?
Yeah. Until you get out into the countryside, into the sticks, then we start getting to your size properties. But Yeah, your houses over here will probably be worth a couple of million.
That's disappointing. Seems
The
like
Edinburgh Tattoo is shown on TV every year, and getting tickets for it is nigh on impossible. That's the military parade in Scotland. They know how to hit a drum and do the bagpipes.
it's a little disappointing. I might want to get my tires balanced. The rears are brand new. They put the dealer put them on when he sold me the truck, and I get a little tiny bit of shake above 75. That's usually the rear tires. Little bit. Around 75, 80. You drop below 70, there's nothing. Or 70 and below,
The size of that truck, Tony, and cars.
which is the speed limit, so I should probably just leave it alone.
Hey, Joe.
Bill, I know it's dark there, but your camera's still doing really remarkably well.
I can't tell so much when they do, but on Zoom, I'm just this little tiny screen in
Yeah.
the corner there. I was going to ask you, can you read the signs when I pass?
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't know if it would be blurred out in the light or. That's pretty cool.
Some of the signs are. Can't read the ones at the side here, obviously.
Plus, where you're at, I did notice there was a lot of bugs in the center there.
Yep.
Give it a little smush here. Probably make it worse.
Well, the thing of it is unless you have a washing fluid in your tank that's takes care of the bugs and grit and grime, highway grit and grime, all you're doing is just kind of smudging them around.
Well, I do got that stuff. I have that. What's that green brand? And it says right on it, it supposedly takes care of, cleans off bugs. It's only marginally better than regular stuff. Rain-X.
Rain-X, yeah.
But didn't
It works.
Oh, in America, you're allowed to undertake. That means pass the car on the passenger side.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
You can. It's kind of annoying, but you can do it.
Yeah, you're not allowed over here.
Yeah.
You have to zoom all the way to the left to pass, right?
No, you got to over here. You got to go to the right. You can only pass on the right hand side.
Oh yeah, they drive on the opposite end side of the road. But
well, yeah, they do it wrong. Okay.
No, we do it right.
They got to pass on the driver's side.
Well, they also drive on the wrong side of on the wrong side of the cab too.
No, we don't. We drive on the right side of the cab.
But the right is the wrong.
No, the right is the right.
Well, everybody, I think I'm going to call it. Bill,
No,
drive safe, Bill. David,
Thanks.
Laura, take care. Joe, good luck with your photo array.
Yeah, I'm working on that right now. I'm on the 3rd page of pictures. I got 5 pages.
All right. Okay, everybody.
Yeah,
Hey, take
picked a
care.
bunch.
See all of you again in the morning.
yeah. Catch you later, guys.
Bye for
See
now.
y'all later.